All right. This is the exciting stuff. This is what we're all waiting for, baby. Yesterday was a pretty interesting day. By the time you see this video, it'll be tomorrow if you're watching on YouTube, but on the stream it was yesterday. For whatever, everybody's been making videos about Nikocado Avocado lately because he's spiraling out of control. And Moistcr1tikal made one talking about how he's going crazy, mostly in response to something that caught my eye as well.
Well, hello.
God, I don't think it's on this channel. Oh, it is, where he's saying that he's disabled, and he just keeps making a video about how disabled he is, which seems shitty. I mean, it is shitty, dude, honestly. So, I'm actually going to talk about it on the podcast I'm on the gut this weekend, but people have been making videos that prompted Miss Moistcr1tikal to make a video about it, and then he responded, and we watched the response, and it was terrible. It was like bro... This guy is just like a parody of himself at this point. Look at this. He's stomping through the thing. He's in there stomping around like, oh my god, my rib's broken. Like, no, it's not. It's kind of sad. You hate to see it. He got ratioed hard. Holy moly. He always gets ratioed. I feel bad for this guy because, you know, I don't know. Here's my advice to him. Is to just stop making the content the way that you're making it, man. Get your shit together. You can do mukbangs. Maybe do one once a week. Do more blog type stuff. Who cares if you make less money? You're already rich now anyway. This guy was talking about how he has to have a dietitian monitor his diet. Like, that's bad. You shouldn't need a dietitian. Like, that's not a good thing. He was like, I'm healthy. I have a dietitian. It's like, okay, you're probably supplementing the hell out of your diet because you're eating like this every day. Look at these thumbnails. Look at these pizzas, bro. What are you doing? This is insane. It's too much. Even, like, if you don't eat all of this, it's still... Look at all this... Oh, dude, whatever. Okay. Anyway, he responded like a joke, and I guess now he's deciding to respond for real. So his video is called My Response to Penguins Critical. All right, let's see. Let's see if this one's genuine.
It's me. We're going to be making a response video to Penguins who made a video about me. Again, I'm furious. So if you want to hear a nice rant, stay. Get a little comfy. And I'm really, really upset.
That's like the sexiest fucking picture you could have possibly grabbed from that video. Like, I'm not trying to be... That's fucking... Yeah, there was a back and forth. So Moistcr1tikal made one, then Nikocado made one, then Moistcr1tikal responded, and now Nikocado's running again. I'm kind of hoping that... Charlie, I don't really know what to call him. Anyway, I hope he doesn't respond, because this is kind of ridiculous. I mean, it just feels like you don't need to respond to this, because nobody... You know? But anyway, what a simp. I mean, this is an attractive picture. That'd be like if you guys freeze frame like when I was doing this. Be hot.
Furious. Do you realize that this person fooled you? He pulled wool over your eyes. I'm telling you.
I thought this was going to be a real video, but so far it sounds like a troll already. Although I think at this point he's probably just... That's just the person he is.
There should be a study on people like this who have this way of sounding really articulate and really intelligent without actually saying anything of intellectual value at all. They're this superiority complex, this self-righteous, this preachy, holier than thou, arrogant, slightly narcissistic way of communicating. But yet he contradicts himself in all of his stuff. And
I feel like if you asked Charlie if he was a super smart guy, he'd be like, no. I mean, like, he's a smart guy. Like, I'm not criticizing him, but I feel like there's people on YouTube that it's not that they're like super smart. They just know how to interpret things that people... They just know how to speak from the perspective of a normal person. I know that sounds weird, but that's a bizarre thing to just be able to communicate your true feelings, thoughts, and perspectives on things like a normal person. Because most people don't know how to do that, and I feel like that's what he did. He's not an unintelligent guy, but he's like talking about how he thinks he's like some pseudo-intellectual grifter. It's like, dude, the guy looked at your videos and saw that you are killing yourself, and so he's like, hey, this is fucked up. Or eating yourself to death, I suppose is what I should have said.
Expense. Do you realize how serious this is, everybody? He said that I was myself. He said that I was myself. This is disgusting. Man. And when I point this out to him...
Bro, you're eating yourself to an early grave, man. It's true. It's fun. You gotta... I feel like the fact that you won't acknowledge that basic fact is probably the biggest problem that you have in your life in general, man.
This supposed... Oh, I'm coming from a place of concern.
I don't think that he's necessarily concerned. He's just like, look at this guy. This is horrible.
I'm coming from a place of, you know, I'm sad for you. I'm actually concerned for you. Yeah, you're so damn concerned, yet you did nothing about that video that's currently spewing all over the internet. That currently 4 million views overnight.
Hey, good for you.
Gee, it didn't occur to you to pin a comment to say to people, don't leave. Gee, it didn't occur to you to make
He censored the word hate. This is annoying.
a little note, a little flag that pops up, a banner, to edit something in, to edit something out, to put something in the description box. Don't send this you lazy, narcissistic piece of shit. Sloppy work.
That's probably the only potentially real criticism that he can give, is that he didn't say don't send hate, but in the second video he did. He actually apologized. He's like, sorry, I should have said like don't send hate to people. So,
and you know what's strange to me? That we have this grown-ass man sitting in his gaming room making videos about other grown-ass men and their choices. Grown-ass men making videos in their gaming room.
I feel like that's life, man. Isn't that life? Grown-ass men making choices for other grown-ass men and women. I mean, that's how the life works, brother.
Other grown-ass men and their dietary choices. Or, I'm coming from a place of concern. This just saddens me so much. I'm so sad.
That's the picture you should shoot. If you're trying to make him look bad, don't choose a good picture of him. Choose a terrible picture.
For this individual.
Nick is the best heel in the game. Yeah,
I'm so sad for you, Nick. Right? Isn't that right? This is what I'm seeing your viewers tell me in defense of you. Grown-ass men who are concerned making videos like that. If you're concerned, you send me an email. You write to me. You DM me. You write to my network. You write to my sponsors. You write to my manager. You reach out in a personal way if you're really concerned. You profited off of this. And the worst part is when I approached you with my response saying, hey, I woke up to a sea of hatred. There's 50,000 comments collectively across 5 of my YouTube channels that I should be that I don't.
I mean, there's no way you counted them all. Like, if I thought he was gonna say there's 50,000 comments on my one. I don't know. There's no way you counted 50,000 comments. But I mean, maybe.
Deserve to keep because I don't respect my body. And then you had the nerve to come back a second time and say,
for that?
well, I never stand for hatred. I've made 2 videos one time about how I don't think it's cool. You have thousands of videos.
Bro, he literally said, like, this has to be a troll, because Charlie said, hey, I should have told people not to send hate, but I didn't. Sorry, guys, and don't do that because it's shitty. That was pretty much what he said. Like, what else can he really do? Come on.
I don't care if you've made 500 videos about comments. You take the situation at hand for what it is at face value. And if I approach you and say, look, this is bothering me, say something to your followers, and
he did.
You don't go back to that video and help stop some of the hate, that's on you.
He made another video and it has 3.5 million views, where the other one has 4.4. I don't really know what you're talking about. Like, at this point, it feels like it doesn't matter what he would have done. It wouldn't have been enough for you, right? Because he said in the new video, hey, don't do this, it's really bad. But he didn't pin a comment in his old video. But if he did pin a comment in his own video, it would have been like, you should have edited something else out, or you should have, I don't know. It would have never been enough.
That's your character. You want to talk about my character? What if I didn't have the strength to face 8 million people who are coming on my page and tell me to kill myself?
Then you probably shouldn't be on social media. I hate to be that guy, but my real question is, why did you choose to respond to Moist? Weird to say that. Right? There's so many people who've made documentaries about you. Why this? Why now? Why him specifically? Like, what was so threatening about him? Or was it that he wasn't threatening? Maybe it's because it's a different audience, and so he feels comfortable criticizing somebody with a different audience base rather than somebody. Because a lot of people who criticize him are like T channels. So I guess they have similar like people, so he doesn't want to start a war with somebody that could cause him to lose views. I don't really understand.
That I should be, and I get it. You didn't say that. But let's face it, when people see a title that this person's themselves, and the average person watches 20 seconds, and they're bored, or they're at home, or they're children, or they're dumb, or they're just looking to cause mischief, they're gonna go to my page and create a bunch of crap that I have to deal with. And if
Bro, you could just not look at the comments. Not much to really deal with, you know? I'm being serious. Like, I mean, I'm sure it's unfortunate, but what are you really dealing with? Like, what's really happening? What's really happening to you? This isn't like a some kind of a character assassination. This guy was like, hey, look at this guy. He's eating himself to a bad point, and he's kind of, you know, making a joke out of himself. We already are thinking that. Everybody who watches your content was thinking. Nobody looked at Moist's video and went, oh my god, I never thought of it like that. No, we all know what's going on. Your followers do too. They just watch you because they like the train wreck. So who gives a shit? Like, what was the negative impact for real?
Tell you that I'm hurt, and you don't take the time to go back to the video that's currently spreading like wildfire to, I don't know, add a description. Hey guys, don't send, don't this person, don't.
Bro, at this point, you're over editing the fucking censorship on your videos so much. Like, what? Like, let's be absolutely honest with you. Okay, let's be real here. If you really gave a shit, why are you editing it so much? Because you're so worried about monetizing it. You're happy to have the interaction that you can monetize. There's no reason for you to fucking censor the word hate. Like, Jesus Christ. You're probably secretly loving the attention from this guy. You're probably like one step away from sending him a free trial for your fucking OnlyFans.
Push hard onto them. Make another video and double down on some of the lies.
What
that
lie?
Says so much about your character, Charlie. And I don't want to hear about my character.
This guy isn't the point of moral authority. No, who cares what you think about his character? It's just ridiculous.
How I'm supposedly in a character all the time. I was not in a character. I was not.
Bro, if that wasn't a character, I feel even worse for you, my man. Because that was, like, honestly, man, that was like an embarrassing display of yourself. You don't. That wasn't some kind of a character. It has to be a character, dude. That was embarrassing. You, dude, bro, this wasn't a fucking character. Are you telling me that this wasn't a character? This video. Let me just show you the first 2 seconds of this video. This wasn't a character. You're stomping around. This isn't a character with your stomach hanging out and stomping around. Telling people that your ribs are broken, but you're fucking walking around freely. Come on, dude. Really? That's sad, brother.
I was not. The first thing that comes out your mouth, which is talking about my...
What was that? Was that a...
I was not. The first thing that comes out your mouth, which is talking about my bahootie. What was your goal in talking about my private parts in a video that was supposedly led with compassion and the desire to help me and reach out and spread awareness? No, you are passive aggressive and you ain't fooling me. Which, don't say, oh, I didn't talk about his body, his appearance. Then why would you even mention my butt? My you sick person. What business did that have being in your video at all? Oh, to relate that you're just trying to show people how you knew of me? Well, you hypocritical liar. You said in your video that you've been watching me before the mukbangs, that you've been aware of me, and you watched my positivity videos from eras ago. You lying, hypocritical piece of crap.
What's happening?
Don't sit here on your superiority. Oh, I'm so articulate. I'll talk like this so that you watch me. You know, he's just trying to get views. You're trying to get views.
I mean, everyone's trying to get views. The difference is like how you get the views, right? So if you're somebody who's consistently yourself and you get views, that's great, man. But if you're somebody who changes their entire persona for views, especially when it's really harmful to your own mental and physical health, that's what people are generally talking about when they say that you changed for views or you're doing things for views.
You sick f***. You have the nerve to talk about my physical appearance and bring up my...
What would he say? His ball sack? Like, what fucking words are you saying? I'm just gonna fast forward. Like, I'm gonna put this on increased speed because, frankly, I feel like we've watched 5 minutes and that was all that was necessary. But
would you do that to a woman? Imagine if I was a woman who overate or had some weight issues or whatever.
How are you just the male Trisha Paytas? You said this the last video. Who gives a shit?
Rib was, going through some stuff, and he opened a video discussing this woman. Oh, look at her private parts. Oh, yeah, everyone's laughing at her private parts. Yeah, look at her private.
Oh, Moist said he sees his asshole over Twitter. Yeah, because his Twitter is probably fucking like advertisements for his OnlyFans. Of course you're gonna see his asshole everywhere.
He called me disgusting so many times, like 5 times.
I probably did. He probably did.
He's like, well, I didn't call you disgusting. I never said that. Yeah, but you said my actions were disgusting.
Yeah. Yes.
Same thing. Same thing. People connect the dots. People draw conclusions, whether they're correct or not. You think you're articulate, but you're really not. And you give license for people to come to my page and me, my family, my team, my manager, my network. And I'm telling you.
What does that mean? Your family? Like, what are they coming on your team saying "fuck your family"? Like, how are they harassing your family? I don't understand. Like, what is happening at this point? How is your family getting harassed? You're getting hate comments like, "Oh, it's sad." Oh well, I mean, grow up. I don't know what the fuck to tell you. There's no way you haven't been getting hate comments. You're very easy to hate. I'm not trying to be rude, but
as of yesterday, I'm sick and bothered to wake up to people wishing I was dead because apparently I can't take care of myself and that I'm dead. And what do? You double down and say, well, I made videos in the past about not sending hate. Who cares? That's irrelevant. And they're not nice people. You have a lot of phobic viewers, which is fine. That's not your fault. But part of being a responsible creator is that when someone approaches you and say, hey, look, I'm in distress because of you, and you have the nerve to say,
if this is distressful, man, like I think you need a new profession, bro. Like this is fucking life.
oh, well, he advertised his Patreon, so I just don't take any of this seriously. F you. F you. It was 5 seconds, and I say it in every video.
Well, it was 10 seconds. You did it twice. And actually the third time, I think, at the end. So 15 seconds, 3 times the same ad roll. That was like, look at my Patreon so that you can look at exclusive content.
Discredit universities that are funded by things? Do you discredit medical studies because they're funded by things? Do you discredit beautiful documentaries because they have commercials in them? Do you discredit speeches because they have advertisements? Do you discredit anything that has money associated with it? This is the way I make a living. This is my bread and butter.
Although I think what he was saying was you made a video in response, but it was a troll video. And it wasn't really a serious response because you plugged your Patreon. Like, that's a little weird to be like, I'm really upset about something that genuinely negatively affects me. By the way, buy my Patreon. That doesn't add up to me. Like, that's what I think what he was saying.
A one-man show. If I have 5 second, hey guys, I have a Patreon, shout out to my Patreon, and then I continue to go in depth about how you twisted.
I don't know if you know what the words in depth means because you didn't go in depth. You just had a fucking temper tantrum.
And you dismiss it all because, oh, he had a Patreon shout out. Oh, I can't take him seriously. Does that sound like the action of someone who's really concerned?
Is this really a person? Like, is this really how Nikocado acts in real life?
Who's really saddened for me? That's the number one thing I see from his viewers. He's just concerned for you, Nick. We're also
I think he's doing this for the views because the other creator is bigger. Yeah, probably, honestly.
worried. He's coming from a place of concern. F that. He's not concerned for me at all. You lied about my CPAP machine. You lied about my ribs and the way in which I broke them.
Well, actually, he showed us that so he said that you broke them because, like, weight related. And then you said, no, I broke them from coughing. And then he showed a clip of you saying that you broke them from weight related and coughing. And then also you're jumping around so your ribs aren't broken, obviously. So what?
You lied about me having an assistant or a nanny or a nurse. You lied about the fact that I eat.
He actually admits to that. He's like, I saw that somewhere on Twitter. I fucked up. Just like, okay. Like, I mean, what else do you say that?
All of my food on camera, which is so crazy to me because you're also saying you've been watching me forever and you've been keeping up to tabs with me over the years. So how much have you actually watched? It's clear to everybody that I don't finish my food. It's just.
Why are you proud of that? Hey, I don't finish my food. Then you're buying way too. I mean, you're buying way too much food that you're eating in the first place. Why are you buying so much food? What do you do with it? What do you do? Do you wave it in front of the face of poor people? Say "fuck you"? I don't know. What are you doing, bro? I don't know.
This is ridiculous. And then he'll go into this. We're gonna play this video a little bit, and he says, "Well, I didn't attack his weight. I'm only talking about."
You just censored the word attack, bro.
What I would say to anyone else. I don't care if he's fat or skinny. If I see a skinny person eating like that, I would call them out. Oh, really? Oh,
that part I don't necessarily agree with, but
Oh, really? Well, gee, where's your line of videos about all the other mukbang channels? Huh?
Mukbang.
I'm one of thousands. And actually, I'm not that popular compared to the ones in Korea or Japan, even some American ones who post every day just like me and they're skinny. It would be a logical assumption that you'd have.
Well, okay, so first and foremost, I don't believe that he wouldn't have targeted. Well, I think that weight was a factor for anybody that talks about Nikocado. But I think that the actions are a bigger deal. Right? Like, you act. I've never seen a mukbang channel act the way that you act. Like, most of them are eating food and chilling, and that's it. And maybe they'll do ASMR. It depends. But you're making a joke out of yourself. You're telling people you're disabled. Like, what the fuck? And then you're like, I'm not well, I meant I'm temporarily disabled. It's like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, honestly, it comes off as kind of ableist to call yourself disabled because by your logic, you have like a broken rib or whatever, which you clearly don't because you're fucking jumping around like a fucking maniac in the video. So it's like, it's ableist to me. That's a bigger point of calling out, is it feels like you're being incredibly fucking ableist by just like using disabilities for fucking clickbait. It's sitting there with your CPAP machine. Like, what are you doing?
Some other videos like this out there.
Like, he says he used a CPAP machine from his birth or whatever, or for a long time. So why bring it out now? So all of a sudden he probably bruised a rib or something. All of a sudden you like hurt yourself in some way, and you're like, it would be a great angle. Tell people I'm disabled, and then they'll start watching. And that people are going to think that it's happening because of your weight, because having a ventilating machine or whatever it's called, CPAP, that thing usually is associated with people who are overweight. They usually get sleep apnea because of their weight. So you know what you're doing. You know that you're being you're being a provocative towards you know the message you're communicating through those thumbnails is I am now on this thing because I'm overweight. And you're upset when people realize that. Me, new diet as a disabled person, CPAP machine, disabled person, disabled person, disabled person, disabled person, disabled person, disabled person. It just keeps saying my new life as a disabled person is the same video title over and over again. My diagnosis has arrived. You have like a bruised rib or something. I went to the hospital. I'm scared. Like, what the I broke my ribs. Like, what the fuck is this? I don't even believe you broke your ribs. You probably bruised it or something, but Jesus Christ. And these are the highest views that you've been getting, right? You've been getting, like, I mean, your views are fine, but you have like 100, like, we'll say about 150,000 to 200,000 average. All of a sudden, you tell people you're disabled, you're pulling 400,000 views a video. And then you're getting a lot of views just for interacting with, you know, Moistcr1tikal, whatever. It's just, come on, bro. Like, are you living, I understand that you probably believe some of the stuff you're saying. You fucking gaslighted yourself. But also, bro, give me a fucking break.
If this was something that deeply concerned you, this concept of eating bad food or having incorrect diets, well, where are all those other videos to all those other people who eat just as often and frequently as I do, but are skinny? Where are they? Where are they? I'm waiting. Yeah, they don't exist. First, you say that I have an eating disorder clearly, that I have no control over this, that this is something that,
this is one of those things that I think people need to acknowledge. Is that you seem to have a very unhealthy relationship with food, because you were talking about how when you were younger you were a vegan and you had a really unhealthy diet. You probably weren't doing it correctly, and it's very hard to balance a vegan diet. You were underweight and you were deficient by your own. That's what you told us. You were deficient in your micronutrients. Clearly, you had an unhealthy relationship with food back then, and you've just developed You've just developed the opposite way. Like, you were under eating then, now you're overeating. You seem to just always have some form of an eating disorder. So, like, you have a very unhealthy relationship with food. It's something that you really probably need to see, I don't know, maybe a therapist about. I don't really know, but
it's a situation that needs to be dealt with. And then on the same breath, in the same video, you say, well, he's only doing this for views. Your actual wordage was, at the end of the video, you said, well, I believe if there wasn't YouTube involved and he wasn't a successful YouTuber, he wouldn't have eaten this way. He wouldn't have gotten fat.
Probably, yeah.
Oh, really?
I mean, you quite literally have a fucking shirt on that says it's your fault, saying that it's your fans' fault for you being so overweight. I mean, that's what the communication there is. So he's what disconnected? All Charlie did was point out, you know, a basic fucking information that you've been telling us, and then you're like, no, that's not true, but it is true. You're telling us that it's true. With your fucking merch says it's true. I just don't understand. It's the weirdest gaslight. At this point, it has to be. We have to. It's probably this is just happening because he likes getting attention and he's happy to be engaging with a larger creator and hoping that it'll fucking blow him up.
Really? So I have control or I don't have control? I don't have control because I have an eating disorder, which you have the confidence to go out and diagnose me with on camera? Really? But you also have the confidence to say, oh no, he doesn't have an issue with food, he's just doing it for views. In fact, the title of your video said, I'm myself. Because I'm addiction? Because I can't control myself? No, it's because I do have control and I'm doing it for views. So you contradict yourself in your own video.
Well, I think that he's making a pretty reasonable argument that you technically you have control of yourself, but the interaction with your unhealthy relationship with your followers and wanting to give them the content that you feel like they want, which is by embarrassing yourself, that's what's hurting you. Like, that's how you don't have control. You're allowing that to take control, like, over you.
You're sloppy. I don't know if this is normal for your content. This is the first time I've ever even heard of you. But that's slop. That's slop. And
what just a weird argument. Like, he's a bigger creator than you. So isn't that, first of all, anybody says I've never heard of you is a loser, right? In a derogatory sense. Like, sometimes people might be like, oh, I've never heard of this person. I do it all the time because I'm old, right? And I always make sure to say, like, it's not that they're a bad creator. I just don't know what the fuck, But, like, when you're just like, I've never heard of you, it's like, yeah, well, you're different spheres of YouTube, but you're a smaller creator. Like, what is that the knock at him? Oh, I've never heard of you. Like, what?
listen, I'm a sloppy person too. I don't want to hear from your followers. Well, look who's talking. Yes. But am I on this high horse, this preaching righteousness, the superiority? Like, this is what's...
I mean, honestly, Nick, you probably couldn't ride a horse because you have to be under a certain weight limit. And I know that from experience, so...
Right, this is what's wrong. Am I targeting other people? Am I making videos about other people? I'm not. So there's the difference. There lies the difference. If you're gonna be sloppy, own it. Own it.
Banks. He is never out of character anymore, it seems. So this response is not him being genuine or taking it seriously.
Click the link below and get yourself a cameo.
Bro. What emotion am I supposed to experience here? Hey, I'm really serious. Click the link below, get my cameo. It's like, okay, I no longer take you seriously. Like, dude, what are you doing? If this is if you're genuinely upset about your shit, then why the fuck are you plugging your cameo? This is embarrassing. Like, you have to realize that.
I'll make a special video just for you. Treat yourself or surprise someone else. It makes a great gift. Link below.
Bangs. He is never out of character anymore, it seems. So this response is not him being genuine or taking it seriously. He spends the majority of the 41 minutes of this response video eating because he does a mukbang during it. And
50 seconds into this video, and he is lying again. The majority of the video was me eating. Now, hey crowd, hey peanut gallery, we all watched it, right? I mostly talked. I ate half of a cheeseburger and half of a french fry. That's it. I ordered some chicken nuggets.
I feel like I watched that video and you ate more than half a fucking cheeseburger. Oh yeah, I guess he did. He only ate half a fucking cheeseburger. I'm watching it right now. Okay, well, you know what? I guess I'm wrong.
Chili, I think I had 2 bites of the chili in a span of 40 minutes. Let's add up those little bites. That's probably a span of 4 or 5 minutes. That means 38 minutes of the 41 minutes talking. And he'll go on camera and say, I spent the majority of the video eating. What are you trying to...
We just don't care. Like, none of this matters to us. You know what I'm saying? Like, none of this doesn't... We don't care about this detail. It's irrelevant.
do? Prevent your followers from not coming to hear what I said? Oh, he's just eating. I'm not interested in that. Oh, I'm to watch him eat. He hasn't eaten. Oh, really? He just ate? I love it. I don't want to go watch it. You are disingenuous. You are the liar. I mean, you lie so often. And listen, again, I'm sloppy with my wordage, I'm sloppy with my language, I'm a sloppy person in general, but, CCAM talk, but the difference between me and him is that he's superior. He's the one that is coming for me out of nowhere. If you have the confidence to do that, then you better know what the you're talking about.
And asking, who is this? Who are you? Does anyone know this person?
You guys think that he's going to make a third video? I feel like Charlie's not going to respond. But Nick is going to make a third video anyway, just for more attention. Like, I feel like that's going to happen.
I never really understood that perspective of, this person's not famous enough for me to care, therefore everything they say is worthless. He makes it sound like because he doesn't know who I am, everything I have said is completely irrelevant.
Really? By me saying, I don't know who this is, that therefore diminishes every other point that followed in the video? I don't know a lot of people.
Well, kind of. It's because you're not saying, hey, who is this guy? In a questioning sense, you're like, who is this guy even? Like, nobody knows him. You even went on to talk about... because I actually watched the videos because this is my fucking horrible job. You actually went on and made a whole entire point about the engagement rates, how many views versus followers he has, based on like who's. Oh, Jesus, I can't speak today. You made a point to talk about basically the percentage of people who follow versus the percentage of people who watch his videos. Like, you criticized him and said that you get the same amount of engagement despite the fact that you have fewer followers. Like, you were trying to just make a dig. Well, you were just trying to make a shitty point about how, well, people don't watch him based on the number of people who follow him, so he must be a shitty content creator. It's like, okay.
People in life. It doesn't mean I can't learn from them. You meet someone for the first time sometime. Everyone starts as a stranger one day. You are cherry picking things to undermine me, which is why you told your followers I just ate the whole time. The majority. When I took literally like 10 bites in 40 minutes. Okay. You guys, how does he manage to pull wool over all these people's eyes? Again.
How many bites did you take after the stream was over? That's my question. I know I'm just hitting myself in the head with a pencil. Sorry.
Discrediting all of the things in the very beginning of his video. Because apparently I didn't know, well, I didn't know who he was. Because that matters so much.
In and out.
And it's funny that he doesn't know anything about me. I expect that. I'm a YouTuber. I'm an actual Z-lister, an internet content.
Now he says it's fine. He contradicts himself within sentences. He'll say, I'm bothered by it. I discredit it. It means I'm not famous enough for him. And then he says, oh, no, it's okay. I'm just a YouTuber. I don't expect it.
Well, I think that what he's saying is, and correct me if I'm wrong, is that you're using, like, being a disingenuous dick by just trying to tell people, well, this guy doesn't get a lot of engagement, so he's not worth like talking to. That's the subtext of what you're saying. And then on the other hand, he's like, I don't care because you don't have any impact on me because you're a loser. So I'm kind of thinking that's what he means.
I don't get...
Bro, somebody in the comments like, yeah, people get a lot of, have like 8 million subs, won't get 8 million views of video. It's not even that. Like, who really cares about the subs versus engagement? I mean, realistically speaking, if somebody's getting 100,000 views of video and they have 10 million followers versus somebody who has 10,000 followers and gets 100,000 views of video, what's the real difference? Nothing is like honestly different. It's just the way that we perceive it, right? Fewer people follow them. That's it. Or more people follow them, but they're making the same money. They're getting the same traction. Maybe people followed him for 1 or 2 videos or a particular thing, and they just want a notification. Like, all of that doesn't matter. Engagement rate's kind of stupid. It's a loser's perspective to talk about engagement rates generally, because it's just meant to be invalidating. And people who focus heavily on engagement rates are the kind of people who, if they had that similar poor engagement relative to the number of followers they had, they'd probably give up or feel like shit about it.
Your line of thinking, sir. That's why I was like, who is this? Not even just the fact that I didn't know of your existence, but just the expression, who are you? Out of disturbance and shock.
You said it like 40 times.
That you would do such a thing.
He doesn't know who I am. I don't know why that's such a strong point. Like, I don't know who this is. Do you know who this is? This guy's just so, not famous, if gross.
Did I say that?
You basically, yeah.
Did I say that? That you're not famous enough for me to know or talk about? I do a lot of collaborations on this platform. I collaborate with so many people, and I collaborate with like 25 people.
Ooh, Wendy? That's a bad joke.
Most of the time, I have more followers or I get more views. Do I care? Does that prevent me from talking to them, engaging with them, sharing our viewers, making collaborations? It does not at all. So just by the evidence of some
Grimace? That's funny. I should have said, ooh, Grimace? Who is that? The Pizza Hut guy? I don't know. Is there a Pizza Hut mascot? The Pringles guy? I don't
basic
know.
Research. Does this person associate only with famous people? Yet see that this is just word salad, just wasting time so people see the time.
Bro, there's no way that you could identify a salad. Get the fuck out of here. I'm right there with you, brother, but get the fuck out of here.
They already like you, and they come to my page and say, leave him alone. You're starting drama. You're acting like you don't know him. Oh, you're just a liar. And then all of the points that I had to say get just lost. He'll put them at the end of the video.
It also doesn't really...
No, bro, I listened to your shit and I gave you a genuine shot. Like, that's on you, you know? I mean, I know I don't have a huge audience, but you just... There's always going to be people who are going to agree with the creator regardless, but then there's also people who are looking for the truth. And your videos were just embarrassing, dude.
Sit right to me that in this response video...
Yeah, the little caveman from the Pizza Hut or Little Caesars. Pizza. I know what you're talking about.
He puts multiple advertisements for like going to his Patreon and stuff like that. It just shows that he doesn't really take any of it seriously. It feels like this response was just made to capitalize off drama clicks.
So because I had a 5-second advertisement to my Patreon, click the link below to follow my Patreon. You'll get exclusive weekly videos about my life, plus tons of mukbangs not allowed on YouTube. Link below.
Bro, what are you doing? That's 2 in a row. Stop.
Therefore, everything else that occurs in it is discredited. That I can't be serious because I'm also trying to support myself. And this is the way I make money for my family. Therefore, you should discredit every medical study that has sponsors. You should discredit every documentary that has commercials.
Bro, it's not about that. That's not what he's saying. Like, of course. Wait, what did you say?
I make money for my family. Therefore, you should discredit every medical study that has sponsors. You should discredit every documentary that has commercials.
No, it's different. Okay, so first and foremost, right? So documentary. I guess YouTube documentaries with ads aren't taking it as non-serious. Right? But this is a video response that you're pretending that's serious. So why do you have random 5-second plug? Like, I get it at the end. You know, the end of the video's over, you want to plug your shit. Or the beginning, I suppose. But you just do this really random shit. It just comes off as dishonest. Like, you really shouldn't have all these advertisements in a video that's meant to be serious toned, responding to something that you think is morally reprehensible, because that's the energy you're giving off. But it's very clear that you don't really think it's morally reprehensible. Nobody cares that you have ads in your video, generally, like YouTube ads, but you have these like random jarring fucking Patreon ads. So you edited it like that. You watched it, and then you're like, every time you say Patreon, you make it a point to fucking spam your Patreon link. It's weird.
You should discredit every person that has funding and fundraisers. You should discredit everything in life. I had a lot of good points to say, and you're going to discredit all of them.
That's definitely not true. I listened to the video. You had really no... The only good point you made was that you don't have like a nanny or a personal live-in person or whatever the fuck you were talking about, where he made the mistake of saying that you have to have like a person do stuff for you. That was a decent point. Everything else was pretty much just gibberish, nonsense bullshit. Because I had a 5-second ad to my Patreon, which, by the way, I have in every single video. You can just skip it. Boop, boop, top, you're done. It's really not that hard. I can't do that because it's a 15-second skip. Or it's always a 5-second skip. I thought it was more. You know what? You're right. My bad.
Make sure you check out my second channel, Huge Charles, where
I will not. Next.
I never said like...
Hey, look, he plugged his... He also plugged his... Oh, he used that as a point. He's like, well, I guess if we're plugging shit, I'll plug my stuff. It was funny.
Nikocado Avocado is a role model, and he's encouraging people to eat like he does on camera. You know, I never said like, these kids are going to want...
You don't have to say it, but you can imply it. If what I was doing was not a problem to society at large, why make a video? And
I mean, first of all, most drama bullshit on the YouTube is dumb anyway. Like, none of it serves a fucking purpose. Second of all, I suppose that's just something there. There's probably... I really just don't think there's anybody looking up to you, Nick. Nobody really felt that way. Come on.
post it on a public forum, public website for...
Then again, like, you're eating like shit and you're really unhealthy, and then you're telling people that you're actually perfectly healthy. You don't know, maybe, even though you have a dietitian that has to help you with your diet because you eat like this mukbang diet so much, you need some like a professional to help you with the hyper specifics of how to eat. It's pretty
intention
unhealthy.
of all of society to see. This is not a personal concern and sadness because you're doing it publicly with ads and sensationalism as if this was a freaking magazine.
That's how life works, man. That's people's content. It's commentary. If you don't like it, get the fuck off YouTube. What do you want me to tell you?
Nikocado Avocado, and then all of a sudden they're going to be brainwashed by him. They're going to go out there and order 10 large fries, and then...
Then what's the problem? If you're not concerned by what I'm doing, then what are these videos for? Clicks. Real concerned people.
That's what everything's for, dude. I don't know what you want. What are you saying? Like, of course people want attention, but you're also a hot topic. There's somebody that people talk about, and it's because you're making a fucking joke out of yourself, and people make commentary on it. I don't know what to tell you.
Don't go about it this way. They don't.
It's so annoying when people who don't do commentary make this really just brain dead criticism of like, oh, you're just doing it for this. It's like, dude, we're all doing it for fucking money. But it's not like that doesn't take away from it. Like, of course, we want to make money, but we're not necessarily doing it for money, if that makes sense. All right, we're doing it because we're talking about topics of interest, and we happen to make money from it, and that's a cool thing.
Absolutely don't.
As far as appearance goes, me showing his 2017 body compared to his most recent one was used to show what the food is doing to him.
No, it was not. No, you literally said he used to be healthy, he used to be vegan, he was of good health, he looked good. You were talking about my diet and my appearances. You weren't talking about, oh, he went from A to B. You literally told people I looked good in that photo. There's a lot of old photos about me. You can actually...
Well, you did look better in that photo than you do now,
When I first started mukbang, after I got out of that cycle, I'm 29 years old, so there's a lot of different chapters of my life. You could pick out a different chapter from just 3 years ago, before I gained some of this water weight. You could pick out one of those photos. No, you pick out the one where I was bony and skeletal, and then cropped it into my face and said, oh.
I weren't that bad looking. But, like, I think he even addressed that you were unhealthy then. He's like, oh, sorry, like, I don't know what do you want me to tell you.
He was so good looking. Oh, he was so healthy.
I think you're projecting at that point. I don't think he said you were so good looking and so healthy in that tone at all, or even those words in general. I think that he has a crush on Charlie, and he's using this video as like a way to keep the engagement going because he's getting fucking chubby on it.
Body type to another, and it shows that there is still an eating present.
Okay, so there you go. You have it on camera. He's saying that I have an eating disorder, and I still who?
Yeah, you do. Yes, of course you do. I feel like that's true. Who contests that?
Are you, again, the high and mighty, all righteous, all-knowing individual? How do you know if I have an eating disorder?
I'm watching you. I'm looking at you. I'm watching your content, and I'm watching the way that you sensationalize yourself and you flanderize yourself. Talk about the flanderization method thing, so it's crazy.
Just on the fact that I do mukbangs, are you prepared to say that every other mukbanger who posts...
No, it's because you do mukbangs and you're unhealthy. You've admitted it yourself. I don't understand.
...today also has an eating disorder? Is it based on if they exercise or not? Is it based on if they gain any weight or not?
Usually it's based on if they're healthy or not.
Is it based on if they take medications or not? What is your basis, sir, since you're prepared to diagnose me on camera with an eating disorder?
Take, for example, Matt Stoney. Matt Stoney will do these incredible food challenges. He'll eat 20,000, 30, 40,000 calorie meals in a single sitting in under an hour for a YouTube video. And they're awesome. That's nuts to butts action.
Oh, yeah, awesome! I eat 2 cheeseburgers as an overweight person. Wow, you're d***ing. Matt Stoney eats...
Bro, you buy like 10 pizzas and you eat like 2 of them. You even said, it's like, I bought 10 pizzas, but I only ate 1 of them. That's still a lot of pizza. And you do it every day, and it's unhealthy food. What are you talking about?
50 cheeseburgers. Awesome!
It's incredible stuff, and it's so much food and so many calories.
Incredible stuff. Okay.
But Matt Stoney does that once every few weeks, once a month maybe. Nikocado Avocado.
And? How?
That's very relevant. That means that he has a consistently probably decent diet, or it suggests he doesn't have a consistently bad diet. But you're showing us what you're eating every day. Like, we look through these, if we look through these things here, I should just leave his damn page open at this point. But if you look at these videos, like, what is he eating here? What's going on here? Why can't I scroll? I'm gonna fart. Okay. My wheel's broken. If you look through these things here, look at this. It's like, oh, pizza. It's like fast food, 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 fast food. What? Pizza, McDonald's, Chick-fil-A, fucking KFC, more pizza. I don't know, Checkers. Dude, you're not eating well. This isn't good for you to eat the way that you're eating. What are you talking about, dude? It's insane.
How's that relevant?
Avocado is doing something comparable almost every single day.
And? Alright, then don't use Matt Stoney as an example. Pick out one of the other hundreds of other channels that eat every single day like I do that are skinny. Where's your preaching for them? Where's your video about their choices and their harmful behaviors? Where is it? If it really has nothing to do with weight, then we should be able to see at least a handful, if this is so near and dear to your heart. Has nothing to do with weight. And then he chose, out of all people, Matt Stoney, who rarely posts. There's so many food competition people. Raina Hong, what's the girl, Shelby. They eat every single day, every other single day, and they're thin. There's so many people out there that eat 5 times more than I do. But he used Matt Stoney as an example. This guy's not very bright. If you're gonna compare apples to apples, find another apple. I look like...
Listen, I kind of agree. Weight's probably it definitely dated. I know that probably just office or whatever, but also there's a lot of general perspective that you specifically seem to have a huge problem with your eating.
One today, don't I?
Is low? Is that fuck? Dude, my audio and everything's fucking up.
Over the last week or so, he's posted a mukbang every single day, pretty much.
And so do other people. You're not concerned about me. You're using me for views.
I'm not targeting Nikocado Avocado because of his weight or anything. I was talking about him in this whole situation because it feels like his audience has reinforced his eating.
Is my mic better? Yeah, it is.
Which is taking a negative effect on his overall health.
Okay, so according to you, I still have an eating because I overeat and I eat junk food. Are you a dietitian?
Yes, that.
Are you registered? Then you might as well say that about every other person too, who does the same thing as I do.
Yeah, I would generally say, like, if you're eating fast food every day, you probably have some kind of an eating disorder. I feel like fast food's very addictive and incredibly unhealthy for you. That's from experience, so I don't know.
Oh, but they're not fat. So why am I the only one getting a video, huh?
Because let's just be honest. Being overweight means you're eating too much. You're overeating. It's a really good indicator. If somebody's eating too much, it stores on their body. So I don't know why that's not a factor here.
If Nikocado Avocado did not find success on YouTube...
Fran posted twice a day for 3 years straight, and she's this big. Love you, Fran. But hey, it's this double standard here.
Would be known for eating such massive meals, he would not have gained the 200 pounds in 3 or so years. Gaining that much weight in that amount of time is not healthy by...
Okay, so now he's jumping back on the other argument that, no, it's not because I'm an addiction, it's because I'm being rewarded from YouTube. Which one is it? Am I in control or am I not in control?
By anyone's standards, no matter what doctor or what website you check, it is extremely rapid weight gain, and I don't think it would have happened had he not found success with this kind of mukbang.
Oh, really? Well, people who actually have eating disorders, it still would have happened to them, whether or not they had a YouTube channel or not. There's so many channels out there on YouTube of overweight people who, by the way, are bigger than I am, who got that way without doing a single mukbang, who started their YouTube channels at 450 pounds. So sorry.
Well, it's true, yeah. But again, you do mukbang shit. Your whole life is cataloged. I think that's one of the things. Your entire life is cataloged. You make a joke out of yourself. You utilize disabilities for views. You weaponize disabilities for views. There's a lot of shit going on with you. There's a lot of shit to criticize with you specifically. So, I mean, give me a fucking break.
Sorry, sir. That's actually not the reality. If I really had an eating disorder, this was really an addiction for me and I couldn't help myself. You're saying, oh, well, this wouldn't have happened if it wasn't for YouTube. It happens all the time to people without YouTube.
Okay, I think you're missing the point. What he's saying is that you have a really like unhealthy relationship with your fans or your viewers and it's having a negative impact on your health. It's such a weird thing. I do feel like people don't understand that. I genuinely think when you look at people like Trisha Paytas that she has some kind of a mental illness that's very heavily based off of YouTube. YouTube is very toxic. Social media is very toxic, and we understand that now. It seems so fucking obvious, right? But realistically speaking, we don't really place enough emphasis and understanding on how negative YouTube is for people's minds, especially for creators, and how you get caught up in the likes and the views and et cetera and et cetera. And I feel like we don't look into it. We don't look at it the right way. We don't frame it as a factor. It's an environmental factor, right? Like if you lived in a household that was really abusive, you could develop a mental illness from that. I'm not saying YouTube is as abusive, but there's just it's an environment fundamentally that can have a profoundly negative impact on you, and I think that it's contributing to an eating disorder and bad eating habits. So yeah, of course.
So how much in control am I? But of course, he's going to leave that out and tell everyone, oh, all he did in his response video to me was just eat for the majority of it to discourage people from coming to see what I had to say.
Why is that the picture you chose? You look terrible.
When I say passive aggressive and sneaky, this is what I'm talking about.
Well, I don't think you know what passive aggressive is, right? That'd be like if I was like, wow, you look really good today, Nick. Like, that's passive aggressive. So, I think you need to learn what that means.
That's prime example. Well, Nick, he didn't outright call you fat. He didn't outright you. People are so easily fooled. So easily convinced by one piece of information. One piece. And you can have the most masterful, genius person running.
He was eating in the other pictures. That's why I chose that one. Him, maybe.
In a circus, and you have no idea at all.
content on YouTube. He would probably not eat like this. And like I said, if he was skinny and still doing this exact content the exact same way, my criticisms would remain exactly the same.
No, they would not.
I don't think they would, but again, we have to keep in mind the factor of him just fucking dancing around and being insane and just being fucking out of his mind.
No, they would not. Where's your videos about other people who eat junk every day?
It is an unhealthy diet and an unhealthy lifestyle, as evident by the 200 pounds he gained, which is a lot in a short amount of time, and also the amount of times that he is crying on camera and breaking down. It seems like overall, this content has led him down a path where he is unhealthy and unhappy.
Naughty boy.
What the fuck is happening, dude? This is actually kind of funny.
You're unhealthy.
I was talking about that you do in your videos where you make a yucky noise. That's what I was talking about. And I think you know that, but you tried to use that as a way to spin it like I was calling you revolting.
What is the point? Okay, you're not revolting, but the things you're doing is revolting.
Yeah, that's a fair. Yeah. I mean, that's a reasonable thing. He's saying that he thinks you're a good person doing bad things.
And I thought this video was about helping me and being concerned and worried about my safety.
If that's what you thought, maybe you're a little narcissistic. I don't know.
So in a video like that, there should be no talk about being disgusting, whether I am disgusting or I'm doing disgusting things. Period. Period. Does that strike you as someone who's really concerned? Do I have pit stains on my chest? Oh my god, I'm really hot. Does that strike you as I'm the token fat guy over here all sweaty? Oh, cheapers. Does that strike you as a deeply concerned person? It wouldn't have been mentioned.
I didn't realize how
the token fat.
I didn't realize how fucking sweaty this guy was. Holy shit. I mean, whatever, but do you see this? I fucking didn't even look. Am I sweaty? Oh, come on, what are you doing? The fuck? I don't know. Jeez, he pointed it out. What the fuck?
Back over here all sweaty. Oh, cheapers. Does that strike you as a deeply concerned person? It wouldn't have been mentioned at all.
I was just saying I find that to be off-putting. He calls them...
No, you said repulsive. You said disgusting. You said repulsive again. And then you critiqued my...
Nick definitely is an off-putting.
Bahooty hole. My bahooty. And commented on the appearance of that. That's just weird.
Bro, if you're going to put your booty hole out there, people are going to comment on your booty hole. I don't know what to tell you, dog.
Unnecessary.
Kind of mukbangs or eating this way. I feel like that's only there because of the success he's found with these videos, and his response did not change my perspective on that. It didn't change my opinion on it.
Oh, I thought you said I had mean. I couldn't control myself. But now you're saying I'm in control, and I'm only doing it solely for the purpose of getting fame.
You made this point like 16 times, bro. Just let it go. Honestly, stop it. Just let it go.
It's on the internet.
And, yeah, that's about it. See.
Oh, well, he didn't change my opinion. That's fine. I'm, meanwhile, getting thousands and thousands of people saying that I deserve to be because I'm so bad to my body. I'm such a bad role model. Whether you say it or not, it came from your video. And that, you know, if I could change some of their opinions, then I'm a little bit happier. I know I can't change yours. You stand by all of this. And I know exactly what you're doing. No video today. Starvation. We fasted. How about that? I'll see you tomorrow.
No video today? Starvation? That's such a weird thing to say to your audience. Like, are you punishing people because you're upset? It's just a weird... I don't know. Something struck me about that was like really off-putting. Like really bizarre. He's like, no eating food, no eating video today. Fuck. If you guys are going to criticize me, I'm not going to make the content for you. It's so weird because to me, it's like, it's like you got criticized from somebody that has really nothing to do with your content. So you're going to punish your active normal viewers? That just is weird. Like just the way he said it. He could have said like, guys, I'm taking a day off from the content because I'm a little upset. That would have been fine, but no video for you today. I don't know. Kind of rubbed me the wrong way.
Hi, it's me. I'd like to thank all my patrons for... tomorrow. Hi, it's...
Bro, really? You just went off on a fucking tangent about how you just went off a whole tear. You're like, oh, you're an ass. Basically calling Peng or Moist, whatever, Charlie an asshole, blah, blah, blah. And then this is what you put on the screen? Like, this is just validates everything he said. Look at you. You put this on camera. Crying with food on your face. It's embarrassing, bro. This is what people are criticizing you for. It's not even that you're fat and do mukbangs. It's this shit. It's the public spectacle you make of yourself. This is what the fuck people are talking about, man. This is crazy.
It's me. I'd like to thank all my patrons for supporting this video, and an even bigger thank you to my executive producers, Jamie Babycado, Princess Abby, and C. Butter. If you'd like,
I don't know, bro. Look at this.
consider joining all of us.
I don't know, dude. Whatever. All right, well, there's that. I mean, I don't know what to say. Look at this. It's insane. Man, just hopefully you get the help you need. That's all I could tell you.